I might go for just a tiny loop, like maybe like a 1-bar loop. Hi, so I don't know if you know, but as well as producing, mixing, arranging, recording for singer-songwriters and solo artists and bands, I also dabble in music production of my own music. Often it's kind of electronic stuff, and sometimes a bit more techno, sometimes a bit more down-tempo, trip-hoppy. In between my projects for other people, I'm always just mucking around basically and dabbling and experimenting and stuff. So anyway, on that note, I've just kind of come across a technique that I've been using on the last couple of tracks. I've been interested recently in how when we're speaking, we're actually always creating melodies. So I'm also recording stuff with my phone all the time. Like I'm always kind of capturing weird little conversations, or, you know, I'm doing field recording basically. And so this technique is actually how I'm mining my field recordings of various like weird vocal things, and using it to add little vocal melodies, a little kind of chopped up rhythmic things to my electronic music. On here I've got a folder called Phone Field Recording, and what that is basically anytime I record something on my phone, I upload it and it goes straight into that folder. I've got birds recorded, I've got some beach ambience, I've got the sea, I've got some fireworks, all sorts of stuff. And what I'm doing with this technique is I'm using a little bit of a there was a conversation going on between two geezers on the bus, and I just recorded a tiny bit of it. I called it Bus Geezer.
Yeah. So when you're in the league, it's a bonus. Yeah. I think
a lot of my family are Cockneys. Most of my family, my parents' generation and above, are from the East End of London. So kind of hearing like geezer, Cockney kind of words, always like it. Anyway, so this technique involves using these bits of audio as samples and then manipulating them, sequencing them. And how I'm doing this is I'm actually just dragging this audio sample of Bus Geezer into a simpler. So as you can see on the bottom of my screen now, the simpler loaded, and I've set it to slice mode, and the sensitivity can be adjusted to, depends on how it slices it up. It finds the transients in the sound and slices it. And all those blue lines are where it's been sliced. Each particular slice can be triggered. Each little slice has a tiny sense of melody because it's coming from dialogue. You've got this like little, you know, and so as the vocal's being chopped, you're getting these little micro melodies, which when sequenced can create little riffs basically. So yeah, the sequencer I'm using is a thing called Dr. Chaos, which is a Max for Live plugin. This one has got two randomizations. One is the slice, where that is going to be like it creates like a sequence pattern. Then you can have a different level of chaos in terms of where that sequence is jumping around. You see the simplest playing back different slices. And you can change the sensitivity here. I'm going to record the output of this into a new audio track and then find little moments that I can loop, make these little loops out of. So I basically let that run for a while. I even added a delay onto that at the end of Valhalla Delay. So just create some rhythmic delay effects there. If you look at the loop brace, and I can choose different bits I like. I might go for just a tiny loop, like maybe like a 1-bar loop. You can hear how it's made a little riff. Some are more melodic than others, some are more like riffy, chopped up rhythms. You know, I'm EQing some of them at harsher frequencies out there, and I'm compressing it to even things out. Another track I've been making, which is this kind of more UK garage style track. Listen to the beat. There's different slip. Bottom left, you've kind of got octave, transpose, and then you can set all these different parameters, and it's just like a sequencer basically. And I'm using that sequencer to sequence this. In the sample window, changing the sensitivity is really the fun part. Getting some really hard sounds in there. drum parts, you know, you could use that and kind of really manipulate that to get some cool drum sounds. The whole key is really, I'm trying to find these little riffs and melodic and rhythmic little sections that I can use in my tune. There you go, little vocal. Like that. I'm certainly having a lot of fun with this technique, and yeah, I'm going to keep trying to mess around with it and make use of some of the mad sounds that I find and record with my phone. Cool, enjoy.